welcome to another episode. Today I want to go over sort of the broad spectrum of everything that came out for holiday 2015. There are a few exclusive items, a few serial items, another display piece, and then another line of glasses like they have every year. So the first thing I'm going to go over are the things that I didn't get. So two new Metalworks pieces came out. There was a carabiner and a money clip, and they were both in a black line finish. The price went down a little bit from last year with the carbons, but of course being a metalwork item, they're still up there. I think they look nice. Being serial is cool too, but just for what they were, I didn't really have any desire to do so. For the glasses, there were actually two. There was the Avant-Garde collection, or sometimes it's called the Torch collection. I think they chose Avant-Garde because Torch is probably going to be showing up a lot more in the coming year, or this year now. So basically the holiday Torch thing was listed a lot of places, but officially in the catalog it was called the Avant-Garde collection. And that consisted of the matte clear with Torch Iridium, and my last video showed you the Triggerman, which I think was a really solid release. There's also a catalyst and a latch, which were more of the lifestyle pieces. And since I like the activewear and sportwear more, I didn't opt to get any of those, but they look nice. The latch also came out with a gift with purchase pack, not really for the holidays, slightly earlier, but it was kind of cool. It came with this huge cardboard presentation piece with, I think, a DVD with some of the skaters and things like that. It also had a fold-out in the back, which you could turn into sort of like a mock of an old-style camera. You can actually buy those by themselves. I think they're actually in the UK, but the price for those is also pretty high too. So it was free if you just bought any latch. They were pretty limited. They did show up on the website for about 3 seconds before they were sold out. I managed to grab a picture through the help of someone else, just for the database and get the SKU and all that stuff. Alright, then the other one was the Smoky O line, and these are mainly women's models. So they had sort of polished black with some sort of violet purple lens of varying types. They weren't really advertised that much. I only saw them in the catalog, and I hadn't seen them anywhere else through emails or anything like that. So they kind of flew under the radar like a lot of the holiday editions do. But they look nice, just not something I'd end up picking up. Alright, so moving on to the gift with purchase this year. Like previous years, we had the grips, we had the dog tags, the bottle openers, things like that. This year was a skate deck, and it was a collaboration with Oakley and Girl. And after seeing it, it didn't really do anything for me. It was sort of a plain white skate deck with an outline of a person. But I mean, it was free if you bought a certain amount, and if you were doing a lot of Christmas shopping anyway, then you probably end up getting it. But I heard a lot of them were kind of dinged up right off the bat. They're hard to find ones that were in great condition. Had I been able to really want one, I could have had someone help me out, but again, I sort of passed on that. This one I almost passed on, so we're now going to get down to the display item for the year. So if you remember last year, we had the bunker. It was a nice metal icon, basically a metal representation of one icon, and on the bottom had the latitude and longitude of where the Oakley headquarters were. They did the same thing this year, and it is based on a real-life place, and on the bottom it has the latitude and longitude. And this year we have the Robotic storefront. So if you've been to the Irving Spectrum Plaza or mall down in California, the very first O store was in that plaza, and it was called the Spectrum store. And on the front of the store, it had something very similar to this. I visited there in about 2005, and it was still up, and I forget the exact year that it was opened, but it had been around for a few years. By 2009, they had taken it down, and now this actually lives at the Oakley headquarters in the front there. They just have it sort of lying around. At the beginning of this video here, you actually have to see a time lapse of it sitting there in the dirt with the sun coming up. But originally it was in the Irving Spectrum O store, and it looked really nice. So this is a nice hefty aluminum piece, pretty good quality. I feel bad, I had one of these sent to France for a friend, and they installed the feet backwards. It was kind of crooked, so they probably assembled these pretty quickly. They did 500 of them, so they are serialed. You probably can't see this, but I'll do a close-up later. I got number 15 out of 500, which is kind of cool. But it's a nice piece. MSRP for this was $200. but through some stroke of luck, my unlock and reveal worked on it, so it happened. They processed the order and I got it for whatever percentage I had in that unlock and reveal code. So I think it's going to look nice on the shelf. I'll put it next to the bunker or have it in one of my other places. I really need to reorganize all this because it's all just overflowing way too much. And it does come with a certificate card, just like a lot of the other ones. So even like the metalwork, carabiners, and things like that, they all have the cards as well. So everything kind of matches in the same vein. So if you're hunting for cereal items, they're all going to pretty much match in the end. Nice hefty piece. I'm glad to have it. Probably not anywhere near worth what they're asking for it, but you know, it's a cool piece, and if you really like the collecting aspect, it's, you know, I don't know how much longer they're going to be doing these, because I heard that it was sort of a stroke of luck that even this got produced, so eventually we may not be seeing cool things like that anymore. Alright, so the one thing I actually did get for Christmas was from my sister. This is the new Canteen in wood green. Really nice piece. I did like this model when it first came out. This is one that Oakley actually sent me to review. I had the full line at one point. I gave most of them away. I did keep my polished black for daily use. I did keep the Ferrari edition, but aside from that, this is the only one I have now. And it's pretty cool. I like the wood grain. It's a little darker than my Montefrio. But not too far off. This has more of, I'd say this is one that's a little more saturation to it. This is a little more brown, this is a little more on the gray side, but they're really not too far off. And I don't know, I like this one when it came out, and this one's going to be a nice addition too. Alright, so appreciate you for watching, and I will catch you later. Thanks.